Hey folks, I've been playing with putting together 3 of the new BlackPak Pro fishing crates. This one I still haven't put together. This was the first one I got. This was the 13 by 16. These 3 are all the new 13 by 13. And I'm gonna get into why I have 3 of these in a moment. And then this is the 16 by 16. I've been using this for a while. 16 by 16, you get those 3700 size tackle boxes in there, and it's been great. I really enjoy the horizontal rod storage. You'll see that I've done that with all of the 13 by 13s. And for this one, you need the 3600, not 3700 size boxes. I'm going to grab this one, and we'll look at a couple of the features, and then we're going to get into a step-by-step of how to assemble these. If you're someone who isn't necessarily prone to reading the directions first, watch the video. It may help you out. But I've done a lot of customization on this one. I've put the Mighty Mount XL on the back here. I put a 90-degree adapter and a lock and load base, so I can put another rod holder there for the, another horizontal. I'm actually gonna more than likely have the camera mount there, so I can get that over the shoulder shot. I put this tie down eyelet with one of these little night eyes. I forget. They're twist ties. The tether tubes, I have them horizontal so that the rods don't hit the branches above, or so I can go underneath the docks. Found this cool handle. I can't even remember where I got it. It's a kayak handle. Put that right into the screw bosses. Got an old Wilderness Systems. I think this is supposed to go on the seat back. I just said, you know what? I'll put that on there too. So, and I've done each one a little bit different, but for right now, I'm gonna get into why one's not enough. You don't have to be as excessive as I have been with 5 and then a 6th, but having more than one has its advantages. I'm gonna get into that briefly, and then we're gonna go step by step on the installation process, and then go a little bit more in depth as to the different customization that I've done with these 13 by 13s. Why do I have 3? 3 BlackPak Pros. What am I doing? What is this about? So, I very much struggle with and value being minimalist. I try everything. I put everything on my kayak. I've put, power poles and anchor wizards and boondocks landing gear and every Yak Attack accessory that you could think of, and come up with a bunch of my own. So why do I need 3? Well, the new size is 13 by 13. And instead of carrying the 16 by 16 and carrying everything for all species and all fisheries, I'm breaking it down into 3. One of them is going to be river smallmouth. because that is my number one. The place that I am happiest in the world is on a river that has smallmouth in it, and it gets its own dedicated box. Number two is going to be largemouth. It could be reservoir largemouth, it could be tidal largemouth, but largemouth have their own set of baits that I feel comfortable with, and largemouth will get their own box. The third one I'm going to leave empty, and it'll be other. Now, other, I could build it with whatever different soft plastics and different tackle boxes with top water for maybe inshore saltwater, like you know, redfish or speckled trout. I could do a day and grab the empty one and go snakehead fishing, and only put my lunch and the stuff that I know is going to work for snakehead. Monday, 2 days from now, I'm going to go catch a whole mess of tidal Potomac blue catfish, and that third empty box is the one that I'm going to pack. And you know, the effort here is to reduce weight that I'm carrying, so that it's one simple, easy grab and go box with, even with the river smallmouth stuff, only the things I know that I am going to catch fish on. That's the challenge, that's the struggle, and that's today's project, is putting together these 3 13 by 13 small size BlackPak Pro. Let's get started. So I'll do these one at a time. There's not a whole lot to the installation. These are the Tether tubes. I actually have a really fun a fun Instagram reel that shows how you put those together, that I think it's actually going to take me longer to show you in this video than what I did very concisely in that Instagram reel. So basically, you take and you put these on afterwards. You assemble them. You put this through a little hook, and the hook is what really connects to your, it really secures your rod, so that if there's a branch that reaches down and grabs the eyelet of a rod, doesn't lift it up out of there, you don't lose a fishing rod. All right, so I did an overhand knot, and I pulled that down in there. Believe it or not, I did that backwards. I'm sure someone can believe it. No, I did it right. I'll put that back in. All right, so that's gonna cinch down in there, and there's a certain path that this bungee cord takes through there, and I'm gonna just pull that hook down there. It's gonna go down here along the bottom. There's a little hook there that it snaps into place, and then I can kind of I'm gonna leave it out for a second, because what I'm doing here is putting it through this little notch right here at the top. So I'll show you a little bit closer. What I'm doing is putting it in that little notch right here. It just kind of slides in the side there, and then I'll need another overhand knot at the other end of this bungee, and then it'll be ready to go. There's hardware in here to install it to the side, but I'm going to knock out these tether tubes first. That way they're ready to go when I need them. But that just, you know, just seats right in there. And then I've got my tether tube ready. 2 more to go. All right, got all 3 of those done. We're gonna set those aside and dig into the rest of it. You got different kits. It's a smart idea to kind of lay them out into their A, B, C. There's A, B is these are the little the rubber pieces that give it a nice secure footing and quiet closing of the lid. D, these are the hatches, the hinges rather, and then E, we already did the tether tube. So the directions are actually pretty good, but I'm not gonna go through them this time. If you're someone that skips over directions or doesn't watch the video without scrubbing forward, just don't lose this, because there are some important steps in there. I've already done this with the two other sizes, so I'm going to move pretty quickly here in hopes that I get you moving along pretty quick. So let's see, that one's the base. It was on the bottom, and then you have, I know it by looking at it, that's the lid. So we'll put that aside, and then these are the sides. So you got 4 of those, and I believe they're all the same. Am I wrong in that assessment? Yeah, no, they're exactly the same. All right, so the overview of putting the box itself together, before you even get to the hinges and the hooks and handles and the rubber feet and all that, is that you start with the base, right? That's the bottom of your box, and you're gonna put panels on in a counterclockwise orientation, all right? There's a reason for that. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this guy right here, and they snap into place. You will see a little tongue and groove in one of them right there. I don't know if you can see how that kind of clicks in. I'm doing this side, and then this one just clicks into place. Very important at this point, you do not put screws in the bottom. We're going to do the ones in the side here in a minute, but I'm going to let that sit there. I'll put the second side panel on there, and I will put screws in this one. You know, this one does, you know, the screws to hold the 2 side panels together. I'll go ahead and tilt that to get some assist with the gravity there. Yep, get that in there snug. Bring that back, and I'll go ahead and rotate it so you can see these, and these I'm not messing with, but these I'll grab 4 of the screws from kit A. Got a couple of them here that are loose, and I'll put those together, but not the bottom. Helps if I'm turning the right direction. It's almost tight. I'll go back in and finish them off by hand. So you can feel that getting snug. And maybe I'll save, you know, snugging these down to the end on the other corners. That way it gives me some flexibility that you really need by not putting the bottom ones in until you're done. Anyhow, working in the counterclockwise rotation, I get the other one on. Pretty simple at this point. And again, I'm going to use gravity to my advantage, putting these in the side. Okay, now we're to the last one, and this is the one that is a little bit tricky. You have to lift out some part to, I remember doing this on the first one, but because you've gone in a clockwise rotation, you're actually going to lift this part out to snap this part in. So this part, hopefully you can see that. I got a gap there. I got this corner snapping in securely here. using gravity to help me out with this. And then this part comes out a little bit that allows this edge here to tuck in there. When that tucks in, then you can do the whole thing. You can do these 4 screws, the ones on the side, all the way around the bottom, and then we'll move on to kit B, which is the feet. But I'm gonna finish kit A here with the remainder of all my screws, including the sides, or sides and the bottom. All right, I'm gonna go back over them with the hand screwdriver and just make sure that I have the correct amount of torque to seat them fully, but not to strip out the plastic on the inside. Okay, now I got a box. Let's move on to getting our hinges together. Are we doing that? No, actually we're gonna do the feet. So let's open kit B. So for each of these feet, you have, and this is something that's important because you know, as things shift in a kayak, plastic on plastic noise can really spook fish. But for each feet, you have the rubber piece that fits right on there, just a washer, and then the screw that holds it into place. Pretty simple, but pretty ingenious that that is part of the design, is stealth. So you're not out there spooking fish when you're when you're shifting your weight, and the BlackPak is sliding around back there. It won't slide. It won't slide. It won't bang. Stealth. Stealth helps you catch fish. Now, the other part of stealth is when you have a lid and the lid closes, you don't want it to bang. So, and I forget exactly how these go on there, but there is a way, let's look closer here, that you don't need hardware, but that this geometry fits in with this geometry. And let's see if I'm going to remember it. I may have to look back at the directions. Nope, I got it. It's here. It goes right there. So let me turn that around, and that just fits snugly there. And I've got 3 more. It just makes sense when you look at it. So I've sort of emptied the contents of kit C here to get these parts. These are the hinge parts, and there's a very specific way that they go together. If you do it backwards, it's not going to be right. But basically, you're making a right angle, which is going to be this right angle. Okay, such that you have these indents for the screws that are flared out on both sides of the outside of that right angle. So these come together, and you got one side that has a nut that drops in there. It's a lock nut, and you don't actually need the hardware to a socket to hold that, because this machine screw is going to go right in the end. And for this one, I will use the driver. A little bit of plastic in the way there, but I'm gonna mash through it. If I'm aligned, if I'm in the right spot, it's just gonna chew through that little bit of mold plastic that's in the way. So it's into the other side, and this, you can see how that's come through. This is how you adjust your tension as well. It puts it together, but the tighter it is, the more tension you get. And you can see it gets to a certain point, and these little nubs here kind of stop the lid from flopping back. It's kind of a nice design. I want that a little bit tighter. So I'll do the second one. Now I'm happy. And then I'll have two of the hinges. But just as an overview, these are the parts that you need for your hinges. The two halves, and that machine screw, and then this lock nut. So also in kit C are all these screws. That's how you're putting these hinges on there. And let's see, right angle that I made dictates it goes on there like that. I'm gonna stay put there once I get the first screw in. Okay, with the hinges in good shape, we're gonna rotate this around, and we're gonna do some latches on the front, and move on to fun things like handles, omni hooks, corner braces. That's not what they're called. We'll get the name right. But we have kit D next. So we'll empty these out. And these kind of snap together. Let's see if I can make sense of this without looking back at the directions from the last time I did it. So there's a right and a wrong way to do it. I know that much. So before you put any hardware in, just put it all on there. And I know that these really require a purposeful unhinging or unlatching. So, but yeah, these come together, and I'm gonna hopefully show you up close the right way to do it. So there is a catch to doing this right, and this is called the catch, and we put the catch before we put the latch. So we're gonna put those, there's 3 holes there. Seat those just like that. That way when you put the latch on, the catch is in place. Alright, now you're getting these 2 parts together, and I will just say there's a right way and a wrong way. And if you do it the wrong way and you go to put it on there, you just flip it around, I think. Alright, so what do we have? No, that's upside down. So I turn that around. And that's going to go there. This is going to come up, and it will snap right on there. So, okay. See that? That's what it should look like. I'm going to make it easy on myself. Always using gravity to help me do what I need to do. Thanks, gravity. So I'll do the same over there, but it's actually kind of hard to get it off that way. That's by design. You want to have your thumb there and your knuckle on your index finger there, and with a downward here and a forward there, it's actually not that hard, but it is secure. Okay, next thing we're gonna do are and I got the right word this time, the omni corner brackets. This is so if you want to really strap it in good, you have that ability with these. They're actually the width, the correct width for a strap to go right in there and really secure it into the kayak, which I plan on doing that with this and having these things in there nice and snug for those sort of, I'll say, creative access points. If I'm dragging a kayak down a embankment and that kayak tumbles sideways, you know, I'm not having this thing tumble into the river and float away on me. It's all part of the same unit. I think it's going to work real good on the shoalie. It's going to fit in there just perfect. Getting near the end, what do we got left? These Omni hooks also fit in the Omni corner brackets. You just need some bungee to go through there. And a lot of kayaks, I think the Bonafide has them already, have something that can reach up and grab it. I think for the shoalie, the one I'm going to do is there's already the little straps in there, and I will undo those little mini cam straps, come up through there and cinch it down, and it'll be good. But in case you wanted to just, whatever kayak you got, you wanted to run some bungee through that little hole, you can do that. You've got the Omni hooks. You don't have to buy that as an extra. We got the handles yet to go, and then I get to get into, I don't know, doing some customer stuff with Mighty Mount XL and Gear Track, and putting some rod holders on here with 90-degree adapters, and I don't know what else I'm gonna get into. Oh, I gotta put these on there somewhere, try at an angle. So much customization yet to come. We're doing the basic one, and you get to do your own customization. But I got to figure out which way do I want handles on this. We'll just stick them there, or maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I think I want them high, and I think I want them forward, because thinking a step or two ahead, my rod holder is going to be like that. So I don't want the handle to be, you know, where, oh, I need that there. All right, I'm going to move it. It's going to be, check it out. It's going to be, I've decided that I want my handle to be there, because I like horizontal rod storage. I don't go totally horizontal, although you could do two of them horizontal like that. I like them at a little bit of an angle. I've done this on other boats, but my handles, I'm gonna put that to the side. The reason I like horizontal rod storage, or at least angled back, is when they're up like this and I go underneath docks, I got to go around that dock. If it's up like this and the rod is pointing straight up in that direction, and I go through some branches that are overhead or vines on the side of the river, you know, that's where all sorts of stuff gets tangled up. So I like this angle. Look at that. Is that gonna work? Yeah. So anyhow, that helps me decide where I want the handle. And my handle, my decision, my BlackPak, it's gonna go there. Okay, I may have this goal of being minimalist with how much gear I carry to be species specific and fishery specific, but I don't like being minimalist when it comes to carrying my St. Croix rods. So I got one more here. I know from doing a previous BlackPak assembly, I got one more. Actually, I have two more out there. So I'm gonna have, you know, 4, and you can buy extra tether tubes, right? And just add as many as you want. That's a nice option. But this first one's gonna be my river smallmouth box. I'm gonna run out and grab a second one, install this on the side, and then we're gonna look at some options, some customization for getting things to mount a GoPro or some other accessories on there. I need to get some track on this. Right, so what I got here, this is a Mighty Mount XL. I want some track in there. This is the 12-inch one, and let's see how these line up. I'm gonna slap that on there. We got the screws here, and this track is going to allow me to do a lot of different things. It's got a little tab here. It says remove before installation. I'll pop that out. I'm going to slap this in right there. And it's the right. Actually, I'm going to go down. Am I going to go down one? No, I'm going to go right there. I'm going to go right underneath the hinges, because I'll probably put this 90-degree Mighty Mount 90-degree adapter, and then I'll be able to put a lock and load base in there. Let me show you what that looks like. And then I got a camera mount for that over the shoulder perspective, and that's important for me, for what I do, producing video. Feels like I've done a whole lot of installation videos here recently, not enough fishing videos, so we're doing some fishing videos. So lock and load base. Next week we'll do the installation, or the fishing videos. Lock and load base on this 90-degree adapter. This is the Mighty Mount version, not the other one. So I tighten that down, and then I'll slide this in. But that'll come after I get all of these put in there. So I know what some folks are going to say as soon as they see me doing this. Yeah, you get one of them that lines up. The second set hits somewhere in between this grid pattern, and that is true. But I'm going to drill some pilot holes, and I don't think this is going to matter at all that it doesn't fully, that you don't have these, these screw bosses for everything. You got it for most of it, and I'm using the top line for my strength, because it's going to pull back and push in, but the pull back is going to take most of that heat, most of the pressure. So here's how does that look? 7/64. Yeah, it'll work. It'll help. That's it. Lock and load base is ready. Rod holders for horizontal rod storage, both sides. Very cool. Time to load some tackle in here. One thing I want to do is I'm going to go grab, this is the 13 by 13. I'm going to grab the 13 by 16 is actually right there. I already grabbed it. And then the 16 by 16, so you can kind of see a succession of sizes. I've enjoyed using the 16 by 16, but I'm happy to have a lighter load to carry into some of those difficult to access places where I don't carry everything. I only carry what I need. Weighing in at 342 pounds of Latches tungsten and handmade finesse jig, the 16 by 16 BlackPak Pro. This has been a great box to work with because I do so many different types of fisheries in the course of my travels, my road trips across the United States and beyond the border. But I have these, these very specific bags. This one's just my soft plastic frogs, my goat toads, and the right hooks for them. This one will go in the largemouth box. I'll throw that to the side. Not the smallmouth won't eat that. The diesel minnow bag. This one could go either or. There's going to be some bags that I switch back and forth between my smallmouth and largemouth box. I'll get into all this later. As you see me on the water fishing for tidal largemouth, river smallmouth, or reservoir largemouth, or snakehead, or by the way, go through some of those playlists. If any of those intrigue you, especially the snakehead summertime, snakehead fishing is awesome right now. Go find the snakehead playlist. Go find the catfish playlist. I'm going to add to those here both pretty soon. Go find the smallmouth playlist, the tidal largemouth. If you're into inshore, speckled trout, redfish, there's an offshore kayak fishing playlist. Dig through my playlist if you haven't already. Do yourself a favor. You're going to learn a lot. Okay, so that's the giant. That's the big one. And that's the everything. If you're only going to own one of these, this is your box. The first one that I owned was this one, the 13 by 16. This is a great size as well. It's the middle size, and you can see right now it's empty. It's not in use. I used this for a couple months before I got to the 16 by 16, but the 13 by 16 is a really nice size. This is the one I did today, the more evolved 13 by 13. I say more evolved because I'm figuring out ways to utilize these a little bit better, and really with what I have in the 16 by 16, I'm going to take some of those things out of there, put them in here, and I'm going to have a river smallmouth box for going fishing later this week on the Susquehanna. When you go lightweight, you're quicker on your feet. You're quicker at whether it's a boat ramp, a creative access point, which is my favorite. I like to drag kayaks through the woods, or anywhere else. You're going to be quicker when you're carrying less stuff. You're also going to have your arms, your legs, or your motor, your pedal drive, whatever it is that you rely on for propulsion is going to last longer. You're going to have more in-depth, long-lasting adventures if you're not carrying everything you own. Think about it. Think about it. Think about getting, like I did, 1, 2, 3 of them. Go species specific. Something you should be aware of is that any of the BlackPaks that have 16-inch sides, either the 16 by 16 or the 13 by 16, are good for the 3700 size boxes, but those size boxes will not fit in any configuration in the 13 by 13. For the 13 by 13, you're going to want the 3600 size boxes. which you can get a whole bunch of. I mean, you can do it sideways like that, or upright like this, and you can do quite a bit of them. For my soft plastics, I like these heavy poly bags. I think they're 5 mil. Pretty heavy duty. I organize them by the bait type. These are all my soft plastic jerk baits in this one, which is for sure a river smallmouth application. Here's another one with swim baits, and for sure I'm going to need some of those batlings in there. So anyhow, that's important information on which size boxes, you know, the tackle boxes fit in which of the two size BlackPaks. So one last customization of the 13 by 13. I can't even tell you where I got this handle, but it's a kayak handle I picked up somewhere. I don't even remember, but I'm looking through my hardware here, and I got some stainless steel, some big washers, and I think what I want to do is stick this. I don't think I'm going to load so much in there that I always need both handles on both sides. I think this can be a single grab. So I'm going to put this somewhere right in that area, and that's just going to make a nice single grab, so I can have my other hand free and grab other gear. Again, this is all about saving time at the launch sites, at the places that we put in, and if I can get there quicker by carrying more gear for each trip, it's a good thing. I'll show you in a second what this looks like on there. Alright, I just use the 1/4 inch bit there and the 7/16 socket in the driver here, and that's what I got. I got big washers on either side. Let's look here, and we got the couple of big washers there and some lock nuts, and we're good to go. I've not done anything yet to install on the inside. I imagine at some point I will want to just investigate the idea of having hanging pouches or something in here. Haven't gotten there yet, but my brain is already thinking, how can I use these screw bosses here on the inside the same way I've really fleshed them out on the outside with so many different options. Alright, so I got 2 of them done with the handle in the front, and this one I actually did, unlike the first one where I put the handles up high, I went without the handles, which is really allowing the horizontal rod storage to be a little bit higher than it is on the first one. If I decide I like it this way, I will take the handle off, move those up, and do something else with the handle. One of the thoughts I had with the handles is I could put them on the inside somehow, and then I actually dug around in my old gear, and I found this Wilderness Systems kind of, I think it's meant to go on the back of your seat back, but you can put, you know, scent or pliers or you know, leader material or whatever. Anyhow, I ran out of the handles, and I said, all right, what can I do to make what I need? And I put the Mighty Mount XL, found I had some of these horizontal tie downs, and I'm just gonna make a handle out of this, you know, this cam strap. It's just a short one, so I'll put that on there along with, I already got another this is Legos. This is so much fun. Another 90-degree adapter, because this one needs a camera mount, and then I'll put the horizontal tie downs in there somewhere, and then the strap in between. I'll show you when it's done. Changed my mind again. Got the Omni corner brackets on there, and I said, you know what, that's good enough. The strap itself is a good handle. Without the horizontal tie downs, I will use those for something else. Not sure what yet. All right, that one is done, and I don't know which it'll become. That might become my, you know, my everything box. Not everything, but like keep it empty, and if I'm doing a catfishing day or a snakehead day or a inshore, I don't know, maybe it'll be my striper box. I'm coming back to this one, and I'm going to put this one on the outside. So got some washers here. Going to use some of the screws I still got to go into these screw bosses, and just put this on there. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it, but I'm sticking it on there because I can. All right, these little washers that kind of have a, not that one, have a rubber backing did the trick. I got that one there. This one I kind of drilled a pilot hole in the side and just put it in there. On this side it kind of wrapped around where the rod holders were, so I just drilled right through there, and then I got another one there. So, you know, it's, I'm just trying to show you the different possibilities. A lot of different options with this. I'm going to go to the tackle shop, pick up some more of those, because this is the size that fits in there. I'm gonna pick up a bunch of them, and then I think I'm done for a while. We'll see. I'm gonna use these three in my next couple trips, and we'll see if I don't like the configuration with all these screw bosses. It's easy to just change it up and you know, adjust it and rig it the way that I want it.